Welcome back to Beatty, Colorado, and there is lightning in the air that's unfortunately not figuratively. There is a lightning delay at the Match Play Championships. Welcome to the booth in Milwaukee, Ian Anderson, Rookie of the Year, Christine Jennings, third funniest guy, senior year of high school, Brian Earhart over there. We got a little delay. It looked like a half-hour delay. Is that what we're looking at? Was it 45 minutes?
Normally they're about 45 minutes. And then any extra lightning that strikes adds time.
Okay.
So at least a half hour. Normally it's 45 minutes here, but for this event, not quite sure.
Okay.
But we are delayed. Unfortunately, the broadcast is going to be delayed as well. Because
yeah. The weather moves fast in the Rockies, so hopefully it blows out of the area quickly and we can get back to the action. Still plenty of daylight and plenty of time left, so it shouldn't be a problem to finish today.
Yeah, the lightning strike actually occurred about a minute and a half prior to the broadcast.
Oh, wow.
So all of this information just came. This is very fresh, so we are unfortunately going to have to push this back just a little bit.
Yeah, you can head over to the DTPT socials for more info if you're wondering when exactly broadcast will start. We'll keep everybody updated there. But until then, not much disc golf will be happening. So we'll be back in hopefully around a half hour. We'll see. Back in a few. Welcome back to the booth in Milwaukee. Ian Anderson, Chris Jennings, Brian Earhart over there. You have not missed anything. There was a lightning strike. Was it 1 minute before tea time?
Yeah.
So we're working on getting this morning's broadcast ready, so we'll have that rolling for you during the lightning delay. But just want to let you know you're missing nothing. And once the action gets going, we will show you that. If you want to keep more up to date, you can head over to all the different socials as well as the event page will keep you updated. So we will disappear until the action happens. Back when we get to watch some disc golf. Welcome back to beautiful Bailey, Colorado, and the Match Play Championships presented by Discmania. We are looking at perfect weather for the semis, and in 3 hours' time, we'll find out who moves on to the finals and who hits the road, all live on the Disc Golf Network. Here are your current conditions, and no lie, that's scoring weather.
It's been no wind all weekend. It's been great.
It has been very nice. Welcome to the booth in Milwaukee. I'm Ian Anderson, Christine Jennings, Brian Earhart. We're in for a treat today.
Yes, we're super excited. The women have a really cool matchup. We have Lisa Fakis and Owen Scoggins that are two putters, really good inside the circle, and showing in circle 2. Owen threw in probably 60-footers, 70-footers.
Insane.
Yeah, she just could not stop yesterday. So that's going to be really exciting to watch. And then Ella Hansen, Natalie Ryan, two really big distance throwers. Natalie had a little shake-up in circle 1 yesterday, so we'll see if she's able to get those putts in today. But I'm really excited to see what happens.
Yeah, that's in about 45 minutes time, and before that we'll have the MPO side kicking off. So, Brian, let's check out those matchups we got going on.
So, the first matchup is Gannon Burr versus Kevin Jones, and first off, Kevin Jones is having a blast out here. Kevin seemed a little burnt out earlier on the season during the Elite Series events, but I think he's really coming out of his shell here now, and he loves the match play format. He loves the course. That's not going to be a problem for him. Gannon's biggest problem is the opposite. He needs to get out of his own way. He needs to not let mistakes get to him. On the other side of the coin, we have Joel Freeman versus James Conrad, and Joel came off of a loss to Simon Lizotte in his final match, but still, due to point differential, moved on to the final round. So he's got to snap back and clean up his game because James has been putting fantastic from Circle 2, throwing the disc great. It's going to be an awesome day of disc golf.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Well, let's check out how everybody got here. Gannon Burr. Seems like he's been doing it with the putting, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, he's been putting fantastic from Circle 2 and throwing just really clean drives off the tee for the most part. A little bit of shakiness in his match against Kyle Klein.
We did see that, yeah.
We saw a little chink in the armor, but his putting from Circle 2, especially from weird footing, on the knee, he might be the best putter on the tour right now. This putt is ridiculous from him.
Production was telling us they gave up on that putt, didn't even watch it. They didn't think he had a chance, and banged it home. Kevin Jones. Putter's also been working for him, and we saw that crazy line he threw on 8, was it? That nobody else has been throwing.
No, and he's great at this elevation because he loves throwing more understable plastic to begin with. He just has to throw a little less steep than he's used to, and he's throwing some really nice lines. Obviously, no slouch from Circle 2. I think these matches today, semis and the finals, are going to be super exciting because all of these players have been playing fantastic this week.
And James Conrad, your reigning world champion.
Some of these shots he has to throw with the backhand on this course are so tough. But the beautiful thing is he has the hyzer flip, he has the flex shot, he has the flat putter shots, like this one right here. That's a slow disc, and at the elevation they're at, almost 8,000 feet, still snaps back to hyzer, parks the shot. He's playing very solid as well and has shown a lot of poise out here.
Absolutely. Putter has been on fire for that, man. And Joel Freeman, a very different style than Conrad in this battle.
Very different style. He plays from both sides. He's a flex player pretty much exclusively, but he's been putting great. And he put on an absolute clinic against Chandler Fry in round number 2. He shows that he can shred this course. Like we've said before, you have filmed him multiple times out at Bailey, it feels like, so he has the home field advantage. Look at this crazy over-the-top forehand he's throwing.
The creativity.
Yes, these are the skills he has over James Conrad. So in tough situations, he's going to be able to scramble a little bit more with more versatility.
Really well called. Gannon Burr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championships presented by Disc Mania here in historic Bailey, Colorado. Thanks again to the Disc Golf Pro Tour, Bora, Foothill Flyers Disc Golf Club. Special shout out to Fly Green Disc Golf for providing my threads today, and all of our great sponsors and vendors that help make this event possible. Down the stretch they come. This is the semifinal matchup. This is the 9:04 a.m. MPO tee time, including all 4 top seeds from pool play. Our first matchup features the number 1 versus 4 seed. Now, on the tee, sponsored by Prodigy, joining us from Urbandale, Iowa. He was undefeated in Pool A play, punching his ticket with a differential tiebreaker. He's the number 1 seed, Gannon Burr.
Let's watch some disc golf.
Challenging the right side. That's right there inside circle 2. Uphill putt for Gannon.
It's an all Prodigy semifinal. Joining us from Greenwood, Arkansas, he dominated Pool D play as the only MPO player to win all 3 matches. He's the 4 seed, Kevin KJ USA Jones.
That's going really far, Brian.
Wow, that red D2, even at almost 8,000 feet of elevation, is so understable. That is way off to the right side.
2 versus 3 seed. Now, on the tee, sponsored by MVP Disc Sports, joining us from Blacksburg, Virginia, he narrowly escaped Pool B, earning his spot on the final hole of pool play. He's the 2 seed and author of the shot heard round the world, James Conrad.
That green disc you'll see James throw all day is a fission photon.
that's real good. Keep turning.
This hole is a big ass grade.
Yeah, the shot that Gannon threw
tee,
is
sponsored
amazing.
by Innova.
Even just being inside
Joining
circle
us
too
from
short.
Northern Colorado, Loveland, Colorado, the local favorite who advanced out of the pool of death. He's the 3 seed, Joel Freeman.
Shouts to my buddy David Poniatowski for the amazing introductions this weekend.
Almost feels like we're at a wrestling match. I'm here for it.
You'll buy your whole seat, Ryan, but you only need the edge.
Oh, it's still going.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness.
With the roll back to the right side, Ian.
Nasty. Joel Freeman.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give the camera crew and players.
We have to see this shot again.
Yeah.
That was
I want to roll that
perfect.
Zuka replay. He hit the angle, the speed.
And look how it doesn't even look like it's really turning over. It hits flat, and it just catches the nose down ever so slightly. Perfect line.
Look at him leaning that disc over.
Wow.
Is that the best of the week we've seen so far?
Absolutely. Hands down, that's the best shot of the week. Most of the shots don't hold the turn that long. Most of them end up short left.
And while they walk down the fairway, we have Terry Miller and Eagle McMahon on the ground. Going to send it down to Bailey and get some words from those gents.
Good morning, everyone from Bailey. Terry Miller checking in along with Eagle McMahon. We got to open right up with Happy Father's Day. I'm missing my daughters, loving Allison and Mackenzie. Miss you guys, but we're here. We've got business to attend to. And Eagle, speaking of Father's Day, you've had some pretty magical moments. Your dad just walked by moments ago. You guys have been on some pretty epic journeys here in Colorado. Anything you got to say?
Well, first off, thanks for the reminder that was Father's Day. I need to go tell him Happy Father's Day. So, yeah, Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. But, yeah, definitely spent a lot of special times with him on this very course, you know, throughout the mountains of Colorado. So I think this is a great place for, you know, me to spend some time with him today, but also all the father-son combos out here today to watch the action.
And speaking of, you know, those roots in Colorado, Joel Freeman, he's ready for the grudge match. He talked about it yesterday as we closed out. Him and James went head-to-head last year. James ultimately eliminated him, but then James came back and got eliminated first thing on Sunday morning. We've got a rematch. That's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely both those guys can get some revenge on each other. So that's going to be exciting to watch. But I think the hometown crowd for Joel is sounding pretty loud. He just put a pretty great drive on one. We'll see if he converts. But yeah, Colorado is fully behind Joel today.
Well, and let's talk about hole one briefly. Yesterday, AB from way downtown. How often do you see birdies on that hole?
Not too often. I would say this week is the most birdies it's seen in a long time. And yeah, I think it'll definitely change the perspective on a lot of viewers out here and the people who play this course regularly.
And you talked about the fans, the hometown crowd, and the cheering. We see, it looks like ants out here as they're all marching down the T1 into the fairway of hole number one. What do you think we're going to see for excitement and just the overall anticipation as the crowds continue to grow into the semis and the finals later?
It's going to be really exciting because, you know, there's a lot of good storylines to play out. Like you were saying, James versus Joel. But, you know, Kevin versus Gannon as well. You know, I was staying over with them at the Glen Isle Resort, and they were doing little competitive challenges, like who could keep their feet in the longest in the creek, who could go in the creek for longer. So, you know, they're both super competitive and against each other. I think that's going to be really exciting to see how that plays out.
All right, well, we're excited for the action. We're so happy to be bringing it to you live. We've got more cameras than ever. This is everything taking place at the Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championships. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you so much, Terry and Eagle. Did Kevin Jones get stuck in the tree there?
Yeah, didn't see him come down. He went with a grenade on his second shot. That just shows how far off to the right he was.
Must have had that wall of trees in the way.
And now, you know, Gannon can see where he landed. He might even be able to lay up.
Conrad should be running this, Brian.
Yeah, he does have a decent ways to the basket, but if he floats it right...
Freeman putting for birdie in circle 1. James to at least have the hole.
Go. Get it. Come on.
As long as it drops close, the one thing you were afraid of is hitting metal and then rolling down the hill. You automatically lose the hole at that point.
Center of your screen, Gannon Burr down there in orange.
A little bit farther back than I anticipated. Edge of circle 2, maybe even just a bit outside.
Yeah, this one's deceiving. You just giving him circle 2 for what that's worth.
Oh my gosh, that's so bad.
Nuzzles at least for a 3. So, won't lose the hole.
Yeah. Well,
Worst case.
Again, we didn't quite see where Kevin's landed.
Is it stuck? Is it that green disc in the tree? No. Joel, this drive is unbelievable. To win the hole and get an early advantage, Freeman. This will be huge. Well done by Freeman.
Wonder how many people can say they can get a birdie 2 on a 690-foot hole. That is not common, I don't think. I mean, it was just a perfect line. He played everything so nicely. Best shot of the weekend.
That's good. Where is it?
I guess we're looking at Kevin Jones'
Oh, that's fine. All right.
disc up there. Now it looks like he got pretty close with that grenade, and no 2-meter penalty, so this is to have the hole. Does that. There is Burr's disc. Let's see if he picks it up. Yes, he does. Cannon's going to putt. Kevin's already got his frisbee. Match play fun. Don't let your guy putt. You know, don't let him get warm.
Exactly.
You can do that.
I still want to take another look at this drive again. And with the tee pad, too, you don't get to take a full follow-through either. He snapped that thing.
Yeah, James has been mentioning he had to work on that shorter run-up this weekend.
A satisfied Joel Freeman. Now that is a sight to see.
You see what it takes to satisfy Joel. He's a high expectation guy.
Well, he got satisfied after the ace, too, at Beaver State Flames.
Yes, he did. That was a good one.
Yeah, let's take a look at it one more time from the catch cam. Look at this line.
A great angle.
Just holds the turn ever so slightly.
Oh, what a beautiful camera work from the catch cam. And a beautiful throw from Freeman to match.
I think it's the third or fourth. Joel's actually gotten this hole twice.
Does he? Okay.
Yes, so he knows the line
I
well.
feel like we asked somebody at the beginning, but
What are you talking about?
maybe nobody cares.
It's entirely up to us, I think.
Cool.
We're gonna
I'm
alternate.
just saying flip flop the
Alternate.
pairings.
For sure.
Yeah, cool.
100%. So,
Joel on the tee of 2. Up 1 already.
This one's given the players some surprising trouble.
Decent ground play.
Yeah,
But a great throw.
Yeah, not too bad. Probably 10 more feet would have slid it right up to the pin.
Conrad going with the replica Envy.
It is a weird hole, though, because you are throwing it straight down into the ground. You're sliding it up to the basket unless you want to just touch it ever so slightly and land it softly, but that's way harder to do.
Yeah, such a low ceiling for that type of shot.
There it is.
Perfectly done by the reigning world champion. Burr next to tee. Yeah. Little anti-skip he didn't want, but still a very, very good drive. And you like Gannon's chances from there. KJ going grenade. Sounded like it's down there somewhere.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
I like the respect given to the Colorado crowd. The grenade is a very common shot out there.
Are you a grenade guy, Brian?
You know, it rips my hands up, and I've
Yeah.
been told that's just part of the process. And, you know, I'm not doing it.
I know Eagle used to tape up his thumb every time he did it.
Yeah.
Like he had some athletic tape in his bag, and he would put it on. That's the Bonapane grip.
Yeah, especially with that grip. I mean,
Yeah.
it really rips your fingers up. But at this point, Kevin's thrown so many that he's probably got calluses up and down the inside of his pointer finger. What a shot.
That is, and there's a beautiful shot down at Bailey, Colorado. This is a stat comparison, Joel and James.
Interesting. James has been able to close it out when he's on. Joel hasn't. James has significantly less top tens this year than Joel. This is Joel's season.
Yeah, he's having a great one. He's been in
Absolutely.
contention a bunch. Made that great run at Beaver State Fling from, was it the second or third card?
Yeah, incredible. I mean, we have two players with extremely high skill ceilings, and when they're both dialed in, I think they're better than almost anybody out there.
Looks like, if you haven't seen that ace Brian mentioned at Beaver State Fling, go check that one out. Sweet skip base onto the island hole. Freeman to have the hole. Not the prettiest make, but it's a make.
If you have good speed, you can make more weak side putts.
Oh.
So that is at least a testament to how hard he threw it.
Burr. With Kevin Jones closer, this must be to have the hole. That man is solid with a putter in his hand.
I don't even think I've seen him miss inside circle one all weekend.
I'm struggling to find one either.
Honestly, I think all four of these players very close to 100%, if not all four of them putting 100% from C1.
Kevin Jones, that grenade worked beautifully. Wow. He halves the hole. Remains all square with his prodigy teammate. And while they walk to the next, we will take a quick break on the Disc Golf Network. Back in just a few.
One time versus struggle.
Gannon Burr, T of 3. The higher flex line here. He hates it already. Too high is why.
You know, Ian, have we seen him throw that successfully yet?
No.
Maybe one time. He's messed that stall shot up like a lot. I mean, you have to lean on that Anheuser way more at this elevation. The straight shot here is way higher percentage, but Kevin made the same mistake.
He missed his line badly.
He tried to throw flat and stood up on it a little bit.
Wow.
Huh.
Curious to see what those looks will be like for the putts. Both lengthy, though. Freeman, I believe he's flexing a Firebird here.
Yeah, this is what Gannon is trying to do.
Oh my goodness. Throwing darts out here, Brian.
Yeah, and on the other side, he's nailed this flex line multiple times. Just high, nose up, anhyzer, soft landing.
James has been going right at it, correct?
Yeah, and I'm still shocked that more players are not doing that with the slope down off to the left side.
Absolutely with you. James going fairway. That's a makeable putt for James.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he will need to make it to have the hole, as Freeman looked very close. Oh, we got the drone cam today. Some great perspective on this hole.
What are your thoughts on mountain golf, Ian? How does it rank in your favorite styles of disc golf?
It's up there, man. It's the best. Especially courses like this, where they've got grass in the fairways. You know, it's perfectly manicured. Sign me up for this, man. I used to go to this tournament every year in Montana at Earhart Ranch, and that was my holy grail of disc golf.
I have heard many, many good things. Rest in peace to that course, because I hear it's no longer in the ground. But
oh, here's me falling at Earhart Ranch.
Oh my gosh. Shout outs to the production team for that speed dial video. They were waiting for that.
That was so fast. Oh, Kevin Jones just short on there. After I got up from that, I hear Corey down from the bottom of the hill. I got it on camera.
Look how far you've come, Ian.
Yeah. Tried to get a little fancy and it bit me there.
Much more balanced than you used to be. Here's Gannon for birdie. This is huge.
To win the hole.
And he's been putting so well from this distance.
This kid is nasty, Brian.
It's
Come on, man.
Incredible. I remember when I was 17 years old, I'd already been playing disc golf for quite a while, and I was trying to learn circle 2 putting, and nothing was clicking. To have it click this early for him, I can't imagine what it's going to be like for him when he even reaches his 20s. He's going to change the game from that distance.
Yeah. I feel like I'm watching like 2015 Paul putt, 2016 Ricky putt when I'm watching this kid putt right now.
And the trajectory is even more direct and with more range. That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah. Conrad, most likely to have the hole. Freeman looked very close. Beautiful touch on that. Did he have to shape that one?
Not as much as you'd think. I think he just lofted that in.
Okay.
He was close enough. I think that's the whole deal there.
See where Freeman got himself a little farther away than we thought? No. Did James pick up? Thank you. James picked up. Burr rolling back into a replay of this whole win. The prodigy throwing prodigy.
It looked like he knew exactly right out of his hand it was going in. That is some confidence. He's just so balanced. He has the timing on that release so good. And zero wobble on that putt. Just cleanest release possible. It just shows you how much more he can stretch that putt out.
You just putting that at 60 feet.
I bet he has standing putt range from about 100 if he wants to.
Probably up there with Eagle, who has got unbelievable standing putt range. I still remember he made one at Beaver State Fling from 93. Didn't jump, just a normal putt from 93 feet.
It's that spin push putt that's about 70% spin, 30% push that's starting to become a lot more popular in the game because of players like that.
Looking down to Joel Freeman on the tee of 4. Joel up 1 in his battle with Conrad.
That looks good.
He put some good power on this one. Oh my goodness. Joel smashes, man.
Yeah, and I've always thought he's thrown far, but this year he's displayed elite distance.
Conrad needs a good one to match. Freeman putting a ton of pressure on early.
That also looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, finds those Guardian logs. They're well placed, aren't they?
Absolutely. Still going to be about 25 feet from the basket, so just fine.
Bird next to T.
Oh, good.
That matchup with Freeman and Conrad has 1 par so far.
It's going to be a very solid match. We can see that one go down to the wire. Either of these, honestly. The top 4 seeds in the tournament. How often do you see that in any sort of Final Four situation?
Oh. That looked like a near ace from Burr. Hopefully nestling in the circle. Disc marking circle 2. I might have skipped out. Jones. Is it that flippy D2 again, Brian?
Yeah, and I'm sure it flies a glorious hyzer line at this elevation. Look at the park job.
Beautifully done by KJ USA. Part. We got a little KJ replay coming your way.
When I'm teaching disc golf and there's a player that really struggles with the power hyzer, Kevin is one of the players that I am showing videos of nonstop. He has such beautiful body positioning on the shot, generates so much power, has great leverage. He loves it.
Kevin wears his heart on his sleeve. He will drop in a birdie when we come back from this break. Welcome back to beautiful Bailey, Colorado and the Match Play Championships presented by Discmania. The moment we have all been waiting for is here, the finals. Who's going to take it down and head to the preserve with $10K in their pocket? You'll find out live on the Disc Golf Network. Here are your Canada current conditions. It's beautiful now. We had a little bit of lightning.
Look at the wind.
Oh, it's up a little
That's
bit.
the
huh?
highest wind we've had all week. I think about 5 miles an hour was pretty high, and now it's 17, so adding another element of challenge.
Yeah, it's been perfect all weekend so far. We'll see if it holds up for this final round. I'm Ian Anderson, Christine Jennings, Brian Earhart in sequence. What are you looking forward to in this finals battle, Christine?
Listen, Ella can throw, Owen can putt. I'm really excited to see what goes down.
Now let's check out this, see how they got here. Earned their way into the finals. Owen has been some incredible putts. She's been the best putter in the field.
Yesterday,
Either gender.
She made 3 putts back-to-back from deep inside circle 2. She went 49 feet, 60 feet, and 70 feet all in a row. And then came back today and kept canning those circle 2 putts.
Yeah, she did. And Ella Hansen has been throwing immaculate drives all weekend. The putting has been good and bad, I will say, for Ella. You know,
yeah, she's missed a few inside circle 1, but relatively clean stroke.
And had some great mix as well.
But she hasn't had to make all of the circle 2 putts that Owen has made because she's just so good at throwing the disc and putting it by the basket.
How about that crush on 1? And Ella just dominating in pool play. We get to answer the age-old question: dive for show or putt for dough? Career winnings between the two. Ella much newer on the scene.
Yeah, Owen's a little bit more of a veteran, I guess, if you're comparing them two. Throughout the year, Ella has put 100 more drives in Circle 1 regulation than Owen has. However, Owen has made 100 more putts than Ella has.
From the circle?
Yes.
Wow.
So, pretty even, if you ask me.
And let's check out how the gents got there. Kevin Jones, he was doing work from Circle 2, Brian.
Yeah, he looks really good out here. Just in general, his entire game looks good. I mean, he's throwing these giant hyzer flips. He's throwing really creative shots. He's throwing the grenade really well out here. He's converted on almost everyone he's thrown. His forehand looks good, and he's putting fantastic from shallow Circle 2. He made 3 of these weak side putts. This one to win the match. And Joel has just been so solid off the tee. And obviously on the putting green too, you can't do that. You can't get here without that, but I don't think either player has an advantage out here. The only advantage I could potentially give is that Joel has played here a lot more, and he has the advantage on hole 1. He has gotten this hole 2 times, I believe, this week, and with shots like this coming off, he could start out really hot. So again, Kevin Jones, very momentum-based player. Joel, very disciplined and strict player with the way he plays the game. So this is going to be a fantastic matchup. Each player very even. Look at this head-to-head matchup.
Look at that. A little more even than I might have thought.
Yeah, and you know, Kevin Jones has had a lot of success on tour, currently is in the lead in the head-to-head matchup, 34, 25, and 5.
I will tell you, though, this year, Freeman, 7-3-1 in his favor.
Exactly. This is a very good season for Joel, but again, Kevin has expressed numerous times how much he loves the stress-free format that they're playing in.
Welcome to the championship round of the 2022 Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championships presented by Discmania here in historic Bailey, Colorado. Thanks to Jeff Springs, Dan McKercher, the entire Disc Golf Pro Tour, Disc Golf Network for making this possible. Bora, Foothill Flyers Disc Golf Club. A special shout out to Fly Green Disc Golf for providing my flashy threads today. And all of our great sponsors and vendors that help make this event possible. Let's get ready to throw down the mountain! The lion's share of $10,000 is up for grabs. Who will be crowned King and Queen of the Mountain? This is our 1 p.m. FPO final. Our matchup features the 3 versus 5 seed. Now on the tee, sponsored by Discmania. Joining us from Seattle, Washington, she found her way here through a hard-fought 2-1 semifinal win. She's the number 3 seed. Let's give it up for Ella Hansen.
Christine, not a great drive here for Hansen.
Unfortunately, rolls down into
On the tee,
inbounds.
Yes.
Joining
Wow.
us from Los Angeles, California, she continued her dominant play with a 4-2 win in the semis. She's the 5 seed, Own Scoggins.
Owen has been playing great, but this hole has given her troubles, Christine.
Yeah, she's had the early releases and the late releases into the tree line on the right-hand side.
Oh, we're finally seeing the forehand I was hoping we might.
And that's working out much better than the backhands we've seen from her.
Yes, much. Love the change there.
This is our 1 p.m. MPO final. Our matchup features the 3 versus 4 seed. Now on the tee, sponsored by Innova. Joining us from NoCo, Loveland, Colorado. He took down his semifinal opponent convincingly with a 3-2 win. He's the 3 seed, Joel Freeman.
I am predicting that this is going to be the most entertaining match of the whole weekend.
Feels like a safe prediction.
I mean, these players have been shredding this course. Kevin and Joel both putting up fantastic numbers throughout the week.
Can he follow that line from this morning? What a beaut that was.
Come on.
Got over on it just a bit too much. It's such a touchy line throwing that far and getting the line to just not hold the turnover.
By Prodigy. Joining us from Greenwood, Arkansas. He remains undefeated after a 2-1 win in the semis. He's the 4 seed, Kevin KJ USA Joe.
So he got way over on this disc in the first round today.
Is he throwing Heiser?
He's throwing Heiser, but that disc is very understable,
Come out.
even at this elevation.
That's coming back. Looks
like he and Freeman are down there. Advantage Jones, though, on those drives.
Looks like he's got a circle 2 putt for birdie.
And here is what they are trying to win. Some beautiful trophies. The layered glass, those look amazing.
Yeah. I
And
love the colors.
they might be more interested in the $10,000, though.
More than likely, yes.
But those are sweet trophies. And those are travel-friendly trophies, too.
Exactly.
You know, not like a sword or
Yeah, exactly.
something you can take in the van and be all right. We have Terry Miller and Eagle McMahon. They are on the ground on one's tee pad. Set it down. I'd love to get Eagle's take on this. Let's get some words from the bird.
And good afternoon, everyone. Terry, along with Eagle McMahon, checking in. And Eagle, was this all part of the plan in Colorado and Bailey? A little extra drama, a little delay to get started here this afternoon?
Yeah, I think all the competitors were walking up to their 1 o'clock tee time, and just about ready to get going. You hear 3 blasts of the horn, and that definitely builds some pressure and, maybe changes the game plan and, and some more layers go on too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. We saw everybody come up the mountain or up the hill here with a little extra layers. Everybody's got umbrellas packed along, planning for that. And even just before they teed off, you saw everybody double checking the tee pad to make sure that it was ready to go. KJ USA told me earlier that the D2 he's throwing is the flippy one that, of course, he aced with when he slipped before. So I don't know if there's any correlation there, but throwing understable plastic for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely some slip opportunities out here. The ground is, mostly dry, but, a few raindrops came down. And, if you look back here, you don't want to fall off some of these tee pads because there's some drop-offs and some jagged rocks. So, make sure you take it slow and stay on your 2 feet.
Well, we've seen play over the last couple of days, and the venue has risen to the occasion to provide plenty of drama out here. We asked earlier, do you think we're going to see either match go all 12 holes?
I think it's a high likelihood. I mean, just off hole one, pretty equally matched, I'd say. Some winds blowing, you get a few drops here and there. I hope to see it go all 12, just for the fans and all the viewers back home.
Well, we know the fans are going to love it. We've got the MPO and the FPO all in the same card, bringing you guys all the action. For Eagle and Terry, we'll throw it back to the booth.
Thank you so much, gents. We watched Ella Hansen approach beautifully during that interview.
Yeah, right under the basket. It's been great to see just over time this weekend. I remember the first round, a lot of the approaches were just so short.
They were, weren't
kind
they?
of pushing circle's edge or even outside the circle, and they're figuring out the elevation, putting a little bit more spin on those discs to get them closer.
Down there on your live drone cam is Scoggins approaching her lie. She'll have a long birdie bid to win the hole, but marked on the fairway by U-Disc, so a lengthy bid.
Get it.
Oh.
That looked amazing, 99% of the way there.
Yeah, that was online. She's feeling good.
She is so connected to that putter this weekend. So looking like a have there for Scoggins and Hansen on one. Assuming Ella makes this putt. No problem there for the Northwest's finest, and she picks up her owns disc, conceding the gimme. They head to 2 all square. I'd like to add a little element of sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys were
or not.
talking earlier today, though. The guys were kind of picking up a little bit longer ones. You know, if they're picking up their opponent's discs, kind of preventing them from getting the practice stroke in.
That's
Which is also kind of strategic.
Oh, definitely.
You can disguise the kindness as a little bit of sneaky action there.
Exactly.
No putting practice allowed.
Mild subterfuge. Freeman on your screen in the yellow. The ice cream shirt is back. We are in business.
Doesn't really have much of a look to the basket. He's probably just laying his forehand up. Kevin is listed as circle 2.
Is he? Oh.
So he does have a look to get this off on a good note.
See if Jump Putt Jones can live up to the moniker to win the hole. This is actually for birdie.
Get it?
Looks like they will head to 2 all square as well.
You know, this just looks like an exhausting course to play. I mean, they're playing multiple rounds in a day. I know it's only a 12-hole course, but it definitely can take a toll on you. It's no surprise that 2 players in very good physical condition are in the finals right now. Owen and Ella as well.
Oh, yeah. Freeman giving Jones the break. And we will take a break while they head to 2. Back with some tee shots. Freeman, tee of 2. That is looking great, Brian.
He has just dialed this hole in all week.
Kevin Jones has dialed it in a very different way, Brian.
Yeah, he mentioned that the strategy is the fact that he can't hit early if he just throws higher than all the trees.
No trees in the sky.
Not a bad play, given that he makes the double mando.
Oh, that's well out to the right.
That looks to me like Joel has a complete advantage. That looks to be edge of circle 2, maybe longer. That's a must-make putt right there for Kevin.
Hansen goes to the forehand play.
Ella got this one through most of the way to give herself a look.
Early tree for Hansen. Not a guaranteed par from there even. Can Scoggins take advantage?
Let's see if Owen can figure this hole out once and for all. Oh my gosh.
Owen doing her best to entertain the crowd with that ace run.
Certainly entertained Kevin Jones on that one. He was yelling at that one.
Kevin Jones, I'd like to call him everybody's hype man. Rolling back a Zuka replay. Thanks to our friends at Zuka for this.
Just throws that straight down the pipe. Probably a little higher than she honestly wanted it to be.
You've got to think so.
Flashes by the basket, and she'll have a putt that's makeable.
Yeah, to win the hole. Unless we see some miracle here from Hansen. Throwing 2 off fairway right.
Yeah, Hansen caught very early. The slightly awkward stance, that large tree on her left-hand side. Looks to have hit the gap nicely.
Oh, beautiful.
That was a really well-executed shot. That's a very tricky stance.
Yes, that could have gone very poorly. Your Bailey, Colorado gallery, watching the action. Rolling back a replay of this Hansen line. This was creative as well as a solid execution.
I love the patent pending stance where you don't fight around your body. You're fighting inside, back away from your body. So throwing the hyzer from the patent pending is a very unique shot.
Love that form though, Brian.
So good. And that's just all wrist isolation from all the ultimate that she's played. She can throw short shots from any sort of footing.
This is an ugly look for Jones. Needs this to have the hole. That was a lot to ask on that putt. Shape and distance. So Freeman will take the early advantage. Scoggins walks over to an opportunity to do the same. What you looking at here, Christine, distance-wise?
Inside the circle, probably about 22, 23 feet.
You love her chances, right?
Oh, yeah.
Never a doubt.
Gets it in.
There's a putter in that woman's hand.
It's like she just doesn't know what pressure is.
Yeah.
She has no nerves on the putting green.
She
She just keeps canning them.
She talks about her mental game and the thing she does to, she just tries to have fun all the time.
Oh, yeah. Just such a positive ball of energy.
Freeman to win the hole as well. Joel finding chains.
It's wild to me how much drama has happened on the 222-foot hole, too. I can't believe it.
It's a spicy little guy.
Yeah, it's a spicy little guy.
Scoggins up 1, Freeman the same as they head to 3.
I just love a course that makes you change speeds. I absolutely love that. I like long holes. I'm okay with that. I love the sprinkling of the little ace run holes in between with a tight gap.
Let's fly this hole 3 before they throw it.
So 330 feet, FPO basket is short to the left compared to the MPO basket, so the FPO can throw a little bit of a flat to hyzer shot. Is that kind of what you're looking at, Christine, as well?
Yep, they've been going dead straight, letting the gravity take the disc over to the left. To our MPOs going more straight, or are they throwing a large hyzer?
It's a little bit of the same if you want the hyzer. You kind of play the armpit of that tree, like we were saying, but you have to throw a little bit more flex on the shot.
So, when you're ready.
Either way, you lose ground off to the left.
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right, we're live on the tee. Please hold.
Owen Scoggins.
So the FPO are teeing first on all the odd holes, and then MPO are teeing first on all the even holes. I mean, Owen going for the forehand for the first time that I've seen this weekend. She's been going for the backhand, but she's not been able to figure out the exact line to get it to the basket. So
Yeah, she keeps putting too much flex on that backhand.
she keeps pulling it over just a little bit.
Hansen, can she find that hyzer line?
And Ella just goes over all of the trees.
Come on.
And it doesn't
Ooh, it wind sheared.
high enough.
That just got smacked down by the wind, did it not?
I think it did a little bit. I would have liked to seen a little bit more height above the trees so that it can just stall
More room
out.
for error. Freeman looks like the flex play with an overstable fairway.
Where's the B?
Exact same putt he had last round.
It's just automatic. I mean, that's his favorite shot to throw in disc golf.
It really is. It's the first shot he threw, and it's his favorite shot, right?
Yep, champion boss on the Anheuser. That's his very first shot in disc golf.
I love that. Jones, he's been going straight at it, right, Brian?
Yeah, and I like this play for how he throws.
He got over on it this round.
Yep, why would you do anything else? Get in the hole.
Goodness. Jones bouncing back in a major way with that drive. Will need help from Freeman to square up the match, though. Let's roll back a Zuka replay.
He finally got his disc to flip up and drift a little bit.
Yeah.
He's such a steep hyzer thrower. He's probably had to make more of an adjustment than a lot of the people out here on some of these more technical shots. So that was beautiful from Kev.
One more angle of Kevin's reaction. Let's see what he thinks of it in flight.
Ooh, very calm. Very calm and collected.
Yeah.
You know, I've never played a tournament with somebody who you throw a shot, turn around, and they're jumping up and down for you like Kevin Jones. It is such a funny experience to have him beating you and still super excited for anybody who throws a cool shot.
Yeah.
That's like Owen in the FPO.
Yeah,
it is.
She's the exact same way.
Yeah.
She's happy for everyone that's on her card.
You love playing with somebody who just wants to see good golf.
Yeah. Hansen caught a pretty early tree, well out of position for birdie in par salvage mode.
Fortunately, it doesn't look like she has that many low ceiling branches in her way.
Put a nice turn on that one.
Yeah, perfect.
A chance for Scoggins to move 2 up early. Did she circle 1 or 2? Did they mark it yet?
It says circle 2.
Okay.
It's interesting to see if she'll run it. She's pretty level with the basket. Oh, she's actually
Christine.
a little short. She's going uphill.
This is Owen Scoggins we're talking about.
I thought she was a little more pin high,
Okay,
in which
okay.
case if she ran
All right.
it, she would have gone down the hill. But
Okay.
totally wrong. She's going up the hill. So definitely running it.
To win the hole and be up 2 through 3.
Oh, on the line. Just needed a little bit more height on that.
Ooh. So close to the make, but it looks like it can have for Hansen and Scoggins as they pick up.
Even though it's in circle 2, it feels like that's a rare miss for Owen.
It's true words, Christine.
But at least she hit dead center, so she's not feeling horrible about that putt.
Any relief from Hansen? No, playing it close to the vest. Freeman to have the hole. Jones parked. Putting great for Joel this weekend.
These first four holes have looked phenomenal for Joel this weekend.
That's a great point. And that is a pickup there for Jones. We will take a break while they walk to the next. Freeman on the box of 4. Is he throwing harder than he used to?
I think he's just getting better. He just keeps getting better year after year, and that's a powerful hyzer, especially at this elevation. That's a 400-foot hole.
Looked like a Halo Destroyer.
And he flew the green.
Jones to match. Pressure on.
Okay. Yikes. As long as that doesn't flip up too much, that might be okay.
I think he caught the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leaving it too wide, paying the price. Freeman. Big advantage. Scoggins on the tee.
She didn't go forehand on this last round.
No, she didn't. We are
She's
seeing
just
some
really leaning on that forehand right now.
Oh, look at this. That's an improvement.
That'll give her a look at the basket.
It will. What a monster flex forehand that was.
Wow.
Hansen, she's had this one dialed.
Yeah, Ella just takes the large hyzer high over all the trees anytime she can. This is one of those holes. Oh, and that's pulled inside. Maybe just outside of where Own landed.
Ooh. Well, advantage Scoggins after those tee shots. We rolling back a Zuka replay. Yeah, it feels like he is just putting a hurting on the disc.
He looks so good right now throwing the disc. It's really, really awesome to watch.
And you can watch Joel next weekend at the Preserve Championship. I love that tournament. It's Kale's house, man. Just,
Yeah,
it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you know the context of that, you know, a legend in the game, a touring player that's been a part of so many historic moments, had his dream come true and got his disc golf facility, you have to be there.
And then after that, the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championships, Idlewild coming up. Oh, all kinds of great disc golf action.
It's time to check out Kristen Tatar. She's got a big lead, and she's doing it with shots like this. It's just impressive to see Tatar take the win last weekend and now just blows the doors off the place.
Last weekend was her highest career cash. This weekend, even better.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the 2021 Kristen Tatar.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm going to fly back tomorrow, and we have European Championships coming up like the following week. So just a few days at home, and then we're flying to Czech Republic. More this stuff.
Tatar coming back to the States for the Preserve. Scoggins to at least have the hole with Hansen. Okay, great perspective on the distance from the drone cam. I love this.
It seems like it's just outside of Circle 1. Looks like she was waiting on some spectators to get settled down in the background.
Oh, and again, just shy on that bid. For birdie, Hansen will now have a chance to win the hole. And that would square up her match with Scoggins. Big putt. Ooh, a nervy bid from Hansen. There's some meat left on that comebacker.
There is. And typically with Own, we kind of joke, but it's not really a joke when we say that her comfort zone's from 40 to 50 feet. But Ella, her Circle 1 statistics, not as polished as Own's.
So now to have the hole. And pushing it high is Hansen.
And that is costly for Ella. Own's likely not to miss this comebacker that she's given herself.
There is Scoggins up 2 through 4. Looking good. Not looking good for Kevin Jones, though. He hit that tree on the drive. Freeman was parked, right?
He's absolutely parked.
So Kevin's got to throw this in. I love match play.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many opportunities where this is the only chance for you to be in contention to win is by throwing in from here.
It's not that blue target. It's the yellow one up there. All right. So, win for Freeman. Joel and Scoggins both up 2 through 4. And looking like Joel just picked up the driver. Is Kevin conceding? That drive putting the pressure on.
Yeah, like we've said all week, bullseyes are not easy to come by on this course, and if he keeps doing that, it's going to be really tough for Kevin to fight back, especially being up 2 through 4 already. Like I said before this round started, Joel dominates the first 4 holes of this course. He just missed hole 1.
It's a great tone setter, isn't it? You know,
yes.
It kind of lets you play differently in the back half as well.
Well, absolutely, and now Kevin has to fight much harder to even get back to square, so it's, we'll see. Kevin does do really well on some of these back par 3s.
True. And Scoggins, that 1 should change to 2, and through changes to 4. Here's 5. Talk about this one, Christine.
Hole 5 for the ladies, a par 4 at 633 feet. They're really just trying to get as much distance off the tee as possible. And the basket actually tucks off to the right. And we're flying into the men's basket, which is actually through a tunnel to the left of the FPO basket, a little bit farther at 747 feet.
Scoggins with the tee and a 2-hole lead.
She didn't like that angle. She dipped it a little bit too low into the ground.
And this is one of those holes where Own's distance can kind of hurt her.
Yeah, if she doesn't get, the hole goes downhill and back uphill, so she's trying to bite off a lot more distance on the tee shot, where the downhill helps her. In which case, if she's not getting her full distance, she might not be able to get towards the basket on her up shot.
Exactly.
Where Ella
even put it on the path.
Crushed her drive.
A good up shot there should likely give Hansen in the hole. Freeman.
Get some. Let's go. Get it.
Oh my goodness.
Huge distance line. Oh my.
He almost landed that on the path in the mouth of the gap. The only other person I've seen do that is AB.
Freeman.
Freeman has leveled up this year.
Those are true words, Brian. KJ.
Oh, that's going to keep going as well.
This
Oh, my.
Smoked. Turning the beacon. Oh, you got applause from Terry Miller. I'm sure Eagles cheering as well. Oh, my. These competitors are unbelievable.
Keep in mind, 747 feet this
Uphill.
hole is. Uphill.
Uphill. Freeman ripping as Mrs. Freeman looks on.
Wow.
He put that perfect distance line on it, didn't he, Brian?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. He described himself as a player that is more angle and spin oriented rather than speed. I'm guessing at this point in his career, speed is also going to be a nice tool that he has. I'd love to see his speed clocked. And Kevin going much more steep hyzer, almost falls on the follow through, but still gets that full flight. Holy cow.
Oh, what a shot there from the T-pad cam. Beautiful. Almost hitting Terry up there. Wow. What a show.
I throw too low in this one.
This a long upshot here for Scoggins, Christine.
Yeah, Owen with her distance has to throw essentially 2 perfect shots to get it to around circle 2.
Yeah.
Which we've been seeing most of this weekend. Not the case today during this round.
Got to think birdie mostly out of the equation, barring a throw in. That's good.
She gets it up there.
But it's still probably that 60 to 80 foot range.
Yeah, and with those low branches, it's not likely that she'll have a good look at the basket. Ella, on the other hand, with a smash over drive, getting all the way up the fairway. It's going to have a relatively shorter approach. If she can get that dialed and get it closer to the basket, she could walk away with the win on this hole.
Yeah, close the gap to 1. Much more manageable. Live look down from the drone cam at Hansen, preparing her second, just landing it perfectly on the path. Don't mind that.
Gets the kick perfectly, parks the basket.
And Scoggins will need heroics to have the hole. And our gallery's getting their exercise in this weekend. 8,500 feet hiking up and down these mountains. Gotta love it. We will have a lengthy bid for Scoggins. Have they marked her distance yet on UDisc? They're saying on the fairway after 2 throws. So outside 65 feet, is it? And that's Owen in blue down there. The white hat.
This putt's going to play even longer than 65 feet. I mean, uphill is going to add 10, 15 more feet to the length of this putt as well.
Almost wouldn't mind like a nose-up throw from this distance. Ooh.
Oh, that was looking good.
That was on a line. Unfortunately, that tree was also on the same.
Yeah, gave it a good run. Unfortunately, Ella will be winning this hole.
Yep. Back over to the gents. Freeman throwing 2. Mild underturn there from Freeman.
Still inside circle 1, I believe. Not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, they're giving him circle 2 right now on UDisc. They say he might be too short and left.
Okay.
Kevin, opportunity to put pressure on that circle 2 bid.
Yeah.
And Kevin might even be a jump putt away.
There's Hansen winning the hole. Closing that gap to 1. And now over to Jones. Look at this drive. looks pretty good for Jones. You like his chances from there. Joel still marked his circle 2. See how far outside that he is. Looks like pretty shallow circle 2 for Freeman to have the hole, or at least have the hole. Really nice make from Freeman. Pressure putt as well.
Good putt.
God, every putt in match play is a pressure putt.
Every single one. You can't make it up on the next hole.
No.
Because the hole's done and you've lost.
And now Jones to have the hole. Center chains for Jones. Have there, Freeman will head to 6-2 up, thanks to this putt from circle 2.
Really confident stroke here for Joel.
Love that. It was Kevin Jones from circle 2 in the semis making waves. Maybe Joel will get that circle 2 look going.
You know, I think the long putting on this course is crucial for the success of any player. I think, like we said, not easy to get inside the bullseye.
Yeah. We have Eagle on the ground. Let's check in with Terry and Eagle and see what they think of the action so far.
Eagle, they're through 5 holes. I'm going to backtrack a hole or 2. We saw a gift handed from Ella over to Owen on the putting green. Is that possibly nerves or anything else?
You know, definitely, because Ella had the opportunity to take one from Owen, but you know, I've been in that position many times where you can get a stroke on someone, so you want to give it a good bid, but you're still a bit tentative to go past it, and unfortunately those comebackers are really hard in that situation.
I'm not sure we're seeing any nerves, or if so, they're hiding them well on the MPO side. Those drives a few moments ago, absolute crushes, and then making this hole look easy. Is it really that easy?
You know, if you have distance, it definitely helps. You know, I think Kevin's drive was within a few feet of AB's drive yesterday, and that was pushing over 600 feet. So, you know, they're utilizing this mountain air, and the discs are cutting through the air fast.
Last question then is, at what point are you giving someone else a putt? So you guys get close to the basket, and you both are maybe looking at the same lie. Roughly what footage are you saying, hey, let's just pick those up and move on?
No, anything can happen in match play, but I think it's good sportsmanship to pick up maybe anything less than 10, 15 feet, because you don't want to win on a weird spit out, and I think that's a good sportsmanship play.
Yeah, we saw that by Joel back on hole number 3. I thought that was incredible. He made a good putt, turned around, picked up Kevin's, and then walked on, maybe for that exact reason you're saying. We saw incredible sportsmanship from him during the semifinals. He's carrying that forward, and they're continuing to give us a great battle. For Eagle and Terry, back to the booth.
Thank you so much, gents. I love that little sportsmanship wrinkle you get in match play.
Yep. Including my heart rate.
Hansen and Scoggins. Scoggins lead down to 1. As they'll head to hole 6. Who do you like more on hole 6, Christine?
Oh, Ella has the opportunity to actually get to the basket. Owen has been throwing a really nice flex forehand, getting inside the circle, or inside circle 2. But Ella definitely has the distance advantage on here. It's just a really tricky hole because the whole hole slopes to the left. So as a backhanded player, you want to throw something that fights against the grain, and it's just really difficult to do.
Same question for you, Brian. Who's got the advantage on this one?
Man, I would say Kevin right now, especially with the disc that he threw on hole 3, whatever that was, he finally got it up and turned it a little bit, finally got the drift line, and that's exactly what you need to put it inside circle 1 in this hole. Joel really hasn't shown a lot of strength on this tee shot.
Yeah, the kind of late fade has really been biting him. I think he's throwing, is he throwing something? No, this is a slow disc.
It's the same one that I think he's been throwing on this. He just needs to get the angle a little bit flatter. Almost turn it a little bit. That actually looks great. Oh, no.
That was tracking beautifully, wasn't it?
That was going to match the slope of the hill.
Yeah, it was. And find ground at the right time as well. But Jones.
It shows how tight the inside line is to get to the basket, though. You don't even want to chance those trees. You want it to be tighter with more flip.
That was not great either. But better than Freeman, perhaps?
I don't think either of them have a great look at the basket, but long bids for both.
Yeah, long bids for both. I'm kind of curious how aggressive they get with that downhill bid as well.
I think it just depends on who goes first.
Yeah. Christine, got the forehand from Own. Do you think can get there?
So the thing is, Ella keeps going way past the basket.
Does, yeah.
It's not just slightly past the basket, it's way past the basket because she just has so much power and she takes the high route to where Own is slightly short, but in putting range.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, Hansen was 80 long on this one. Was it last round?
Yes.
Yeah. See if she makes the correction.
And this needs to drop.
She is spinning the catch cam. That's not good.
And this is maybe even farther from the basket than she was last round.
Yeah.
Can I throw there too?
With great power comes great responsibility. She hasn't quite dialed that part in yet. Scoggins. Flexing the forehand. Does it stay clean?
Looks good. Stays clean. And that's actually the farthest that she's gotten on this hole. Hopefully that bush isn't in her way of putting.
Yeah, let's hope not. Oh, they are making their way down the fairway. We'll come back from the break. We'll have a Hansen putt for you.
In this game, preparation is everything. It gives you that edge to become something from nothing. Success is not by accident. Because you know, the course plays no favorites. You know what it takes to be the best. In this game, detail matters. Idio Sports.
Great Lakes Disc, located in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is a fully stocked retail disc golf store that fulfills all of your disc golf needs. We carry all of the major manufacturers, accessories, and offer player and event sponsorship, along with tournament payout assistance. To learn more about Great Lakes Disc, visit greatlakesdisc.com.
Welcome back to Bailey, a live shot down from the drone cam as your gallery and players make their way down Six's fairway. That's Scoggins walking past the basket right there. Hansen, top of your screen, making her way to the long drive. Unfortunately, long drive. She's still walking.
And I don't know that Ella's necessarily going to have a putt at the basket. She may be trying to throw it in, knowing that Own's in the circle. Not sure how obstructed Own's putt will be landing near that bush.
We've got to look at Hansen's lie. Just a forehand pitch up coming.
Good shot, Ella.
In the circle for par. Scoggins will have a chance to win the hole.
Oh, that bush is right in her way.
Oh, no.
And that's why Ella didn't even try to run it.
And she is not a pitch putter.
Nope. Owen has a very direct spin putt. I don't even know if I've ever seen her straddle very successfully.
No.
Just trying to figure out her footing, all the angles.
Just floating Annie, it looks like.
I think with her style putting, that's the best chance that she'll have. But she has to be careful with that Anheuser because it's sloping downhill.
That was a nice measured bid.
Yeah.
So Hansen stepping up to have the hole. Great putt from Ella.
Nicely done.
She will pick up Scoggins, and they will have an on to 7. Now, on the MPO side, Freeman hit pretty early, will now just pitch up for par.
Oh boy.
Was that underturned, Brian?
Not my best.
You know, kind of a bad angle from here, but
yeah,
he didn't like it. And also, when we hear that from Joel, he could be 10 feet from the basket, just offline. Not quite sure if that was a result reaction or just a reaction of the stroke itself, but I don't think he's that far from the basket.
Okay. Kevin Jones should be next to act with a chance to win the hole, but he is not close to the target. Oh, word from production is Kevin just decided to pitch up very quickly and pushed it about just 10 feet long.
This is a really challenging hole for right-handed backhand players. 441 feet, long hole.
And to make it stop on a hill.
You know, if Nathan Queen was in this match play championship, he would probably birdie this all 4 rounds.
Freeman for par and to at least have the hole. Solid. Kevin Jones steps up to the same putt for the same result.
And Joel was even thinking about picking that putt up for him.
Was he?
A little bit too generous.
Yeah.
Especially with the wind picking up a little bit.
Kev gets that one home, no problem.
I wonder if there's a psychological game to saying that you're almost going to let him pick up the disc and then telling them they have to putt it last second. I wouldn't put it past either of these two gamers here.
I can see that. But Freeman's still looking good. We're halfway through the finals. Freeman is up 2. 6 left to play. Jones needs to get busy. On the other side, Scoggins with a 1-hole advantage over Hansen. Fly this whole... This has been giving our field fits this whole weekend.
Yeah, and it's because the way the tee pad is facing, it looks like you're supposed to go straight into the woods and challenge these trees, but it looks like the most successful shots have gone up to the left high side and played almost a reverse skip to the basket and trickled down, but FPO basket's in a little different position. Christine, walk us through that.
Yeah, for FPO, you're really trying to throw either straight and just landing it 30 feet left of the basket, or if you want to try to get crafty and throw some sort of turnover, it's just really tricky with the grade of the hill.
Hansen has the tee. A higher line than we've seen.
Yeah, and if she would have thrown it with that height and a little bit more Anheuser, it would have worked nicely towards the basket.
Agreed. Door open for Scoggins.
And Scoggins has been getting crafty with this flex line. It's low, not as high, but kind of gets skinny between some of those trees.
That should give her a putt.
Yep, much closer than Ella.
Freeman next on 7's tee.
God dang.
Too much hyzer on that release, Brian.
Yeah, that's absolute no-go. He's going to have a tough upshot to the basket.
That's that burr putt we've been seeing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess it's not a tough upshot. It's more of a tough run at the basket.
Yeah, and you're coming into the green on hyzer, rolling possible.
Exactly. He's got a choice to make, essentially.
This is the KJ line. He's got a couple of unique lines out here.
I was going to say, this feels like a new one.
Ooh. Down there. I don't know, especially close. Let's see if we have some U-disc updates.
He was normally going high stall hyzer. He was going to throw high nose up with Anheuser or something overstable and crash the tree line that way. This was just pure hyzer wide.
Yeah.
Kevin belongs in Colorado. He is definitely a mountain golfer.
Let's go, Kev!
Imagine a hyzer going that far. That hyzer especially.
I'm going to be clipping this throw from Kevin and studying it because that is powerful spike hyzer.
What do you like in his hyzer form?
He hinges at his hip. His spine tilt creates the angle of release, so he's able to torso rotate right into that lever, sending it super high up there. A lot of people throwing that shot stand too far up, but Kevin really bends over at his hip and arches over. That's the way your body is supposed to be aligned to throw that shot. It looks so powerful.
Live look down at 7's fairway and green. Hansen and Scoggins approaching their lie down there. Hansen, it's a circle 2 bid. As you can see, Scoggins right there. Christine, what does she do here?
Ella's likely running this knowing that Owen has a slight advantage on her with the circle 1 percentage. And Ella's just outside circle 1 and Owen's just inside circle 1, so they're relatively similar.
Never online is that bid from Hansen, and
yeah, you can tell she's just timid, not fully following through to the basket confidently.
if you're her caddy, what would you tell her to do on the next putt?
To shake hands with the basket.
Yeah? Okay.
She's just timid and lifting and missing right, and just she needs to follow through to get that
target.
spin at the target.
To win the hole, Scoggins. No doubter from that woman.
No problem.
It's a perfect putt. She gave up feeling nervous 10 years ago. I mean, she was on a World's League card 8 years ago. She's been around. She's seen some things and been in some, nervy places. And you can see that experience coming through.
So that'll push Scoggins to 2 up on Hansen.
And ahead on the MPO green, Freeman. Dicey proposition to run this. Good run and a good settle for Freeman. Jones now. Looks like he was like pin high right, Brian? Is that what we saw?
Yeah, they called him on the fairway after one throw. He's probably 100 to 150 feet away from the basket. Yeah,
okay.
about 100.
To win the hole. Wow, what a bid from Jones to close the gap. Not to be, though. They will have the hole. Probably some sap on there. Look at this Jones bid. Uphill from distance. Just short.
Yeah, this power straddle jump putt that he has is so good for uphill putts like this.
That hit the top band.
I know. So close.
On the cage there. Oh. Freeman to have the hole. Or at least have the hole, and he does that. Let's see if he picks up Jones. I bet he does. Yep. Oh.
Ooh, another little spinny guy.
Yeah.
Might have to screen cap that one.
You ever freestyle with Joel?
No, I don't know if Joel has the nail delay down or not, but I'd love to see.
I was talking freestyle with you this morning. That was really interesting, Brian.
It is a fascinating disc discipline that's been around for a very long time. And some of the old freestylers are some of the most fascinating disc athletes to talk to.
Absolutely. Owen Scoggins up 2 thanks to that putt on 7. Freeman in the same position through 7.
FPO match. Owen Scoggins takes a 2 up lead over Ella Hansen.
left.
Somehow I just not flicking up or something.
If you aim at that tree right there, see the branch like that. If you aim right there.
But I feel like my side arm maybe I have some fun.
Same method as us.
No, you guys throw first
No, we're
and then us.
throwing and then then they'll put it in.
Oh, got it.
Kevin and Joel had 3 corrections. Yeah, Joel's still 2 up.
We can give him just a minute to settle.
See that tree?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, please settle. Live on the tee.
Looks like the gents will tee first here. Freeman 2 up has the box.
Splits everything, Ian. Slides past the basket.
It's the burr problem. Too much.
I mean, not a bad look at the basket.
No.
Circle 2 yet again. Kind of the theme for this course. Here's Kevin's big flex shot. Yeah, forgive me. This is the hole that he's been throwing this shot routinely on.
Different angle than the last time. This is going to finish too high on the hill. Maybe it trickles?
It needs to trickle. It does slope nicely. Yeah, kind of like that.
Just like that. One more look at this KJ USA pull.
Yeah, he was very close to hitting it, but throwing that nose up and that Anheuser is very challenging. He just kind of stood up on it just a tiny bit. Started Heisering out just a bit too early.
Scoggins on the tee of the same.
Great little shot on. Up there.
Oh, and gets good height.
A bit if she wants it. But we have seen some nasty rollaways on this green this weekend.
Now Ella has the arm to get to the basket. The line looks good. I was going to say she threw it a little low, but with a skip like that, she'll have an opportunity
to close the gap to 1. Currently 5 left to play. Hansen down 2. We're going to fly the FPO tee on this one, Christine.
Yep, 309 feet. It goes about 35 feet uphill from the tee pad to the basket, so significant elevation. At 300 feet, it probably plays closer to 360, 370, but just getting as much distance as you can. You're going to see a lot of flex lines like Owen tried to throw. Ella just has pure power to throw something straight at it, but it's definitely a pull to get it all the way up the hill.
And we got some cute puppers and a Hansen rip. Thanks to Zuka for rolling back that replay.
Yeah, she just threw a Heiser on an uphill 310-foot shot. Shows amazing power.
Hansen has found, sorry, Scoggins has found hers. Fairway, oh my. So a
Still
long
giving it a
bit.
run. She has a wide open window.
Hansen, circle 1.
It's not a guaranteed make from Hansen either.
It's not, definitely.
Pushing edge of circle, I believe. What a clutch putt.
You can't stop on Scoggins. You can only hope to contain her.
That was perfect the whole way through. Gave it the right amount of height, right amount of Heiser. Crashed right into the center chains.
Unreal. And now that at least have the hole from outside all circles.
That's practically a throw-in if she's on the fairway.
Gosh, and now the pressure moves to Hansen to have the hole from circle's edge. The drama and match play, you'll love it. And Hansen has not found that putting stroke, Christine.
I think she was being a little bit more timid this time after swinging so far wide on the last hole. Overcorrecting. Also going uphill.
Roll back a Zuka replay of this, please. Perfect.
That's incredible.
Perfect. And that's such a dangerous green. To come in on Heiser?
69 feet uphill. She's putting that with some power like it's 80 or 90 feet for sure.
Scoggins such a baller.
Incredible putt.
Jones to at least have the hole from circle 2. Pushing it wide is Jones. Thankfully settles.
For a second.
Yeah. It popped up, didn't it?
I totally thought it was going to catch a slow edge and just have that depressing roll down the hill. This hole has been treacherous all weekend.
Brian, what do you do if you're Freeman right here? Do you run this? Do you lay it up? Or up 2, right?
With this slope, it would be very foolish to try to make the putt. But he did run the putt in this hole last time. When James had a couple bad breaks, he wanted to keep some sportsmanship alive and at least give him the honor of trying to run the putt. But if you're playing to win here, if you want the 10 grand, I am laying this up all day. If you hit the bin on Heiser, you're done for. It's an 80-20 chance. I think he's running it.
He definitely is. To go up 3.
Sit down.
Oh.
You admire the effort, but that is the result we were worried about.
Yeah, you know, that's not even an unlucky result. That's almost expected when you hit metal on a green like this.
True, sir. And now Freeman has to make this to have the hole.
I will say, if he runs it with a forehand, if he knows he has to make this, he would be the guy that I would choose to throw in a forehand with a putter.
So much.
I have seen Joel do forehand putter practice more than anybody I've ever seen in my life. I have played practice rounds with him starting putter forehand practice, and then when I get off the course, he's still doing it.
Really?
Back and forth between the putting baskets. I've seen him do this all over the country.
I could troll Central Coast footage and show you 10 awesome forehand throw-ins from Joel Freeman very easily.
He practices this so much.
Fantastic try, but not to be for Freeman. Some drama there on 8 will close the gap to 1. And 2 with 4 to play versus 1 with 4 to play. It feels so much different, Brian.
It's totally different because the hope is now alive. You're like, oh yeah, the work I'm putting in is starting to pay off. Now I'm so close I can taste it.
Jones to win the hole.
You know, it's not like seed is the tiebreaker anymore. They go to sudden death, so a tie is just fine when you're behind 2.
Oh, great point. Own Scoggins. How about this woman? Up 3 with 4 to play. It seems like it's putting for dough today, huh? It's Own's world, and we're just living in it.
Yeah, the perfect drive on hole 2, nearly acing the basket. Settles down nicely, ends up making that birdie putt.
And she was struggling on this hole all weekend, but dials it in the finals.
Just when she needs it.
You know, I love that she's leaning more on her bread and butter today.
Yeah.
She loves that
Beforehand,
flex sidearm, and even if the hole doesn't necessarily call for it in theory, she knows what her bread and butter is. I guess this could also be her bread and butter as well.
The butter, that
Oh my
is.
gosh.
Yeah, I was getting a little worried because early in the round she's been missing some of those edge of circle or outside the circle putts, and then there she is.
Scoggins is 3 up.
Okay. Ella.
Are you okay with him?
Photographer good? For everybody there?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, we are live.
Hansen, or sorry, Scoggins, T of 9.
That needs to carry.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
my.
I think that's the best drive I've seen from her on this hole all weekend.
It is. Multiple. She is stepping up in the finals, Christine.
She's scary when she's under pressure.
Hansen. It's scary because she just doesn't feel it, it seems like.
If Hansen loses this hole, the match is over.
It is. Yep. Needs a good drive. Oh. She's going to need to throw that in.
Yeah,
and
she doesn't get the flip up that she was looking for.
Best case now is Doimy for Scoggins. Jones. Oh boy. Wow, these events are turning quickly.
I knew this matchup was going to be exciting.
Yep.
Both of these players are playing so well out here.
Freeman needs a good drive to maintain that one-hole advantage. Jones is parked. Oh, wow. That was an exciting finish on that throw. Ducking under the trees. Thought it was almost going to kick up and roll, too. Rolling back a Suzuka replay is what we do instead for Scoggins.
The best drive she's had on this hole all weekend.
So good.
She couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was really interesting hearing her discuss strategy with Justin Scoggins, her husband,
Yep.
there. Got a little peek into their talk.
Yeah, nice and low to get the full distance. 312 feet. I think she probably throws, she maxes out at about 330.
Yeah, for a hyzer, though.
Yeah, on this shot, yeah, it's pure hyzer, no flex. Not easy to get all that distance.
No, not at all. See our growing gallery and field approaching the green of 9. Hansen well back on the fairway, and can you call it must make, Christine?
Definitely. Yeah, Scoggins, I'd be surprised if she's not in the bullseye. She might be a couple paces out.
It was fantastic. And this is marked on the fairway for Hansen. Strong on the bid, and I don't even think she makes that comebacker.
Really gives it a go.
Scoggins can now... I don't think Scoggins is out, actually. I think Hansen is out. Owen might not even have to putt this. Freeman. Jones parked. This should be to have the hole. Oh, the pole is Freeman with that make. Well done. He picks up the Jones disc. Owens looks like she's going to putt this birdie and win the match. I like winning the match on a made putt versus a missed putt from Ella. I like this energy. Your match play champion, Owen Scoggins.
Your 2022 Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Champion, Owen Scoggins. Right there.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're going to do a quick interview and then play will continue with the men's match.
Well-deserved win by Owen.
What a great weekend from her. So many incredible shots.
Owen, you are the match play champion. How does that feel?
This is my first time win the big one, and I have been working so hard, but this is the first time I got it. I cannot hold my emotional. And also, this is for my mom. She had a surgery 3 days ago. This is a rough month for me. My husband have a surgery, and then my mom has surgery. But anyway, this is for my mom and then my father-in-law, because it's Father Day, so this is for you guys.
I'll admit it's a little different not seeing you just grinning from ear to ear. You're such a positive light and always a smile out here. This means so much to you. It came down to the putting green, as it almost always does with you. You put on that pressure with the putts. How do you keep doing that time and time again?
I'm working pretty hard. You know, I practice 1 round, 2 round. I go home, I practice putting maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, depend, just like back and forth. And I just feel like, I'm not throwing far. If I want to keep a score, if I want to keep complete, I need to make more putt than anybody. So that's why push me to like, hey, even I'm tired, even I'm lazy, I have to go back home and putting, that's all I can do, to make my putting is better.
You out-putted everyone. You're the champion. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What an awesome moment that was.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen Owen so emotional.
I haven't
The only
either.
emotion I've seen from her is positivity and happiness. And not
Right.
that that wasn't happy, but just happy emotions.
It's also terrible timing. I mean, someone sliced an onion on the table.
I straight up could not listen to that interview, man.
Oh my gosh.
To be totally honest, I took my headset off, man.
But
she would have got me for sure.
The thing I take away from this is exactly what she said in her interview. Putting is the great equalizer in FPO right now.
Yes.
And
So
she
true.
is pushing that envelope over and over again. And a lot of the best players in the game right now are phenomenal putters. And Ella's a solid putter too. It just happened to be Owen's day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Owen made plenty of putts to secure the wins. And I mean, if she didn't make some of those circle 2 putts that she had practiced so hard to make, she wouldn't be in this position today. So she would have been out if she didn't make those putts that she did. So
The self-awareness about her game, too, is pretty incredible. She knows she needs to make those putts. Practices a ton. Jones on 10, back to the MPO action.
That's in perfect position.
That is awesome. Freeman to match, up 1.
Yeah, Joel.
Oh, little wide for Freeman. Talk to me, Brian.
I mean, this is definitely the hole to hit in early tree on. It's only 550 feet, par 4, so he's still in position to get up and down.
Okay.
Kevin is in the driver's seat on this one, and he's down 1 with 3 holes remaining. It's on Joel. It's on Joel right now to make the mistake.
You do think the up and down birdie is possible from that position?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's that short of a par 4.
Mm-hmm. And there is the map, as you can see. So I think Joel did get past that first kind of, I don't know, call it 10 trees on the line.
He did.
Yeah.
He got out of the gap, it looks like to me. So
hopefully can find an alley into the target. It looks like he'll have one. Is the ice cream truck song stuck in anybody else's head, or is that just me?
Are you thinking about Joel's shirt, huh?
Sure, yeah.
Now I'm thinking about ice cream. Well, I mean,
I like the brand for Freeman though. The fancy, the clothing. It's a great way to make a name for yourself.
The man
on tour.
loves food. He loves
I mean, I
clothing
feel
and he
like
loves
the
food.
food patterns were just recent. He's always had funky patterns, but the food shirts have been the past month maybe.
So where he's at right now is not a comfortable lie. It's not an open hyzer like Kevin has. He's going to have to focus on this one. James Conrad was here, I believe, in the second round and had a struggle from this position.
So I got a Bushnell reading on that. It's 240.
Yeah, not that long, but it's going to be a more technical shot than he'd want. Might be going wide hyzer.
Well called, Brian. Edge of circle, or is that bullseye?
I think that's a pretty solid shot inside circle 1. Again, only 240. He just needed to hit the angle right, and Kevin has to act.
Jones should be inside 200 with that drive, I would imagine.
Definitely.
Great recovery shot for Freeman.
Beautiful.
Keeping his Chief chip hopes alive.
Thank you.
Over to Jones. See the band there. Just over the hill. 98 feet left for Kevin Jones. Oh, that got a little legs he didn't want. Still circle one though, right?
He's on the edge, if not outside, and uphill. I'm surprised he didn't even jump putt that from 98 feet. Kevin Jones can throw a really nice jump putt. He took a full approach on that one. Obviously, he saw something that we didn't, but...
You thinking the advantage there, the softer landing with the jump putt?
I mean, with the downslope after the basket, you'd rather land short, so you're really trying to throw 90 to 85 feet, so Kevin's just got to make a long putt.
He is, yeah. There is the target just left of center of your screen as Joel and Kevin walk up to some putts. Have they marked Joel as circle yet? Circle one?
Yeah, yes. He's circle one. They say Kevin's in circle one. He's got to be on the edge, putting uphill.
Agreed. And it should be Jones first.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like it.
Yes. To at least have the hole. A miss here, and Freeman likely moves to Dormy. Fantastic make for Jones. Keeping his hopes alive. Down one. Well, assuming Freeman makes this putt. Freeman to have the hole. Joel is in. He will carry a one-hole advantage. 2 left to play. It is getting tense in Bailey.
Yeah, Kevin goes to the stagger stance for the putt. I don't think we've seen him really do that all around. It was great to see him switch up his footwork and knock the putt in dead center.
Is that a hill thing or a bush on the ground
It's
thing?
got to be a footing thing for sure.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's going straight straddle the whole time. You know, it's funny. He has a 98-foot approach and cooks it 30 feet long. It reminds me of like an NBA free throw. They seem so easy, but when the pressure mounts, those little touch shots are really challenging.
It's almost easier to do something full power than it is to have touch.
Exactly.
Yeah. Joel Freeman looking to take this home. If he wins the 11th, he wins the match. A square. Sorry, a half, and we'll take it to 12. A great shot on 2. Earned him hole 2. It's a great putt on 3. Half with Jones, who was parked.
He just seems to have an answer to every single shot on this course. There doesn't seem to be a hole he's not comfortable with.
I love that thought. It's very true. And that park job combined with the Jones miscue resulted in another pickup. Jones, speaking of miscues, that's a big one on 11. That's no birdie. You can't birdie from there, can you, Brian?
I mean, that's a long way to the basket. He hit really early. If Joel gets out the gap here, there's enormous advantage and a high likelihood he takes this down.
That missed everything.
And he hit early, too. He hit a little cabbage early, so he's out the gap. He has an opportunity to get up and down for birdie.
Looking good for Colorado's own.
Wow. Yeah, Kevin just overturned that tee shot. He just let go of it late. It's a demanding tee shot to throw under pressure.
Especially that backhand, too.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Kevin didn't throw forehand, Brian.
You don't have room. You don't have
what it is?
room to throw that forehand on this hole. You have to get that disc moving right very quickly, but it can't keep moving right. It has to kind of stabilize. That's why the backhand turnover is the shot that everyone's thrown on this hole. But under pressure with the sloped fairway, that is a precise line to throw with a distance driver.
Jones well back on the fairway, throwing 2. Is it a spike hyzer or a grenade?
Oh, I think he might be going big over the top. I think he's just going hyzer.
Yeah. There was a lot on that. Oh, tree early. His championship hopes are slowly dwindling away.
This up and down is not easy either where he's at.
Oh, it was too wide. There you see it catch the trees. Or is it just not too low?
I just think that, I mean, it's a hard shot. Again, you're throwing on a slope. Your body weight is moving left, but you're trying to throw it right. I mean, look at the slope of this fairway, but it's making you throw a turnover. So doing exactly what Christine said, you're going against the grain here, which is very challenging. You overturn it, you hit the ground early, you don't turn it enough, you're fading down the hill. It's such a demanding tee shot. Once you're out in the open, you can bend around this corner. You have a lot of freedom to get up to the basket, nestled between these trees, and Joel has a huge advantage here. He might not even have to birdie the hole.
Joel hasn't thrown 2 yet. Freeman hasn't thrown 2 yet, and Jones already throwing 3.
This needs to go in the circle.
Oh, baby. That's got some speed at the line.
Freeman likes it. It's shy, but it's good. That was good.
Might be circle 2. But if Joel puts this under the basket, it's game over. He is hard to beat out here.
Joel with a quick range grab, which might be his last throw of the tournament if it's a good one. Joel is 234 to the pin. Good. It should be good enough to win. It's got to come down to that Jones putt, yeah?
Yeah, it's a long putt from circle 2 downhill for Kevin. It is a must make, so there's no worry about a comebacker.
And then I guess even if he does make it, Freeman can still win with a putt of his own.
Exactly.
It's an on the ropes Kevin Jones right there. This might be the last shot of the tournament. Last throw, anyway. Beautiful look down at this amazing property. What a place to play disc golf. You asked me about Mount Golf. I didn't mention. I love getting throw up hills, down hills. You know, it just tests your whole game.
Yeah, and I think especially playing the courses recreationally too. Like if you're just going to have fun. I love a course where it's 50% hiking, 50% disc golf.
Oh, yeah.
Take a break on one of the holes, hang out for a bit, start playing again, catch your breath sometimes, especially at this elevation.
Jones needs to put this in.
This is a long putt from circle 2's edge.
And that is wide for Jones, which means Freeman will lay up for the win.
What a battle. I mean, it seems like Kevin's real mistake came on this hole. They battled all the way till this moment.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
No huge miscues. Freeman should be laying this up, but might try to make it for the win. And that is your match play champion, Joel Freeman.
Joel, you had to check out the trophy. First of all, congratulations. Match play champion. How does that feel?
I think I'll find out in maybe an hour or two how it feels. Right now, as you can imagine, it's a daze. This is a really big deal to me. Obviously, a lot of the best players in our sport weren't here this weekend to give me a little bit of a better chance. But these guys that were here this weekend have checked these kinds of things off their list. I haven't yet, so this is the biggest win of my career. It means a ton. So, holy cow.
And you kind of already stole my next question, which was, as one of the most winning players in all of Colorado, how does this rank? What does this mean, actually, to win in front of all these people and in front of the world?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the home crowd love. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, geez. I mean, you know, Colorado's where it all started for me. This is where I learned to play disc golf. This is where I bumped shoulders with people like Joe Revere and Eagle McMahon. Literally at the first sanctioned tournament I ever played. Those two guys were there, and they were on my card at one point during the tournament. And so this is where the whole story started. And to just bring my game to the next level again and again, to see myself, you know, everyone talks about working hard. I work hard too. Everybody does. You know, people grind. Disc golfers are so passionate, and that, you know, myself included in that. And just to see the grind turn into something and take shape, and oh my gosh, what the heck.
Well, Joel, you just wrote another chapter in your incredible story. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Terry. Thanks everybody for your support.
How about that?
This is a cool trophy.
Great one, dude.
Thank you.
Right, you can get down. Colorado.
Welcome back to the booth in Milwaukee. Ian Anderson, Christine Jennings, Brian Earhart. That was great, guys.
Is there another onion?
It's close now, close.
Found one under the table, yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway of the day, Christine? We can stop crying for a second.
Honestly, I'm surprised that the putting from Scoggins is what ended up getting her the win. In the press conference, all of the players were talking about how putting was their biggest struggle because with the elevation, the putts just want to keep dying before they even get to the basket. And so for Owen to figure it out and overcome that and make all the putts that she did to inevitably get her the win was incredible.
All that backyard practice with Fakis at elevation paying off, perhaps.
Yep.
All right, same question for you, Brian.
I think this is a testament to the fact that Joel Freeman has officially leveled up in the ranks of disc golfers. I mean, we knew he was good. We've seen him up on the leaderboards for quite some time, but I mean, you saw the same thing that I did.
Yeah.
Physically speaking, just gameplay-wise, we've seen a new Joel Freeman, and not just because of the elevation. Those discs are going to go farther when he's down at sea level. So he's joined the elite class, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally agree. We will hear more from Joel Freeman and Owen Scoggins on the other side of this last break. Back in just a few moments.
It was important for me to partner with a retailer that could help with growing my brand and making my products available all over the country and across the world. Flight Factory has helped me accomplish that. Check out all of my gear and thousands of other discs at Flight Factory.
The Paul Macbeth Foundation tries to help grow disc golf in underserved areas.
I was just a little bitty boy with hopes and dreams. Then those hopes they manifested to nobody.
None of this, and I mean none of this, could be possible without just anyone that's believed in this foundation or who sees this for the first time and wants to help. Thank you to anyone who's been a part of this. This is just the beginning.
We have Terry Miller and Eagle McMahon on the ground, and I can't wait to hear what Eagle thought of this week, this final round, sending it down to Bailey.
Welcome back, everyone. Checking in with Eagle one last time. And Eagle, incredible finish we just saw a few moments ago. Someone from Colorado taking it down. I feel like you called that earlier in the week.
I thought it was a good chance. I saw Joel storming earlier, and with his experience out there, I had to say that I think he had the best chance to win, and I'm really proud of him for taking it down. It's unbelievable to see my Colorado brethren winning against the best players in the world here, and I think it's just a great storybook finish.
What is it about Colorado disc golf? Because as he talked about, Joe Revere, yourself, some long throwers, some great courses. How proud of you are you to call Colorado home?
It's unlike any other state for me. It's quite interesting when you look into like the players that come from here. You have Joel, you have Colton, you have myself, Joe Revere, and you would think that like playing at high elevation wouldn't translate to be making good players, because pretty much everywhere we go around the country isn't at high elevation, but for some reason it teaches us how to throw harder, adjust to our surroundings. So I think there's definitely something to be said with training here in Colorado and playing the courses around that translates really well to other places in the country.
Well, let's flip the script for a moment and talk about Owen Scoggins. Long game isn't her specialty, and getting it done on the putting green, just an assassin from everywhere. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it was incredible to watch. I think she hit a 70-footer to take one from Ellen when she was pretty close, and she's dangerous out there. It's really cool to see, and for Owen and Joel, this is their first major win on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and definitely feeling the emotions. I overheard Owen say that she's having a little bit of a tough month, with her husband and her mom going through surgery. So I'm really happy for her, and then of course really happy for Joel. His family's here, his wife is here cheering him on. So very emotional finish, and I think it's a storybook ending.
Yeah, and of course we wish you the best recovery. We know you're on that path. Anything you want to say before we let you go here for the final time?
Yeah, shout out to the Foothill Flyers for putting this event on. Shout out to the Disc Golf Pro Tour for coming to Colorado. Hopefully we can come back here, because we have a really big community out here and they'd love to see disc golf. And of course, shout out to the presenting sponsor and my sponsor, Discmania.
All right, everyone, that's Eagle McMahon. I'm Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy. We'll kick it back to the booth.
Thank you guys so much. Terry and Eagle, was great to hear from them all weekend. Owen Scoggins highlights. Let's see how she did it.
Yeah, starting off hot, lacing those lines on hole 2. Throwing her farthest flex forehand of the weekend on hole 6.
Putts like this.
Yeah, keeping her putts dialed all weekend.
Oh, I love this one. 70-footer.
That was practically the nail in the coffin towards the end of this round.
Honestly. And then this drive was the literal nail.
And that's the closest that she's put this drive. She just kept dialing it in more and more as the weekend progressed.
I love the sportsmanship there. Winning on a made putt as opposed to a Hansen missed putt.
Yeah.
Really great sportsmanship. And let's see how Joel got the win.
I mean, from what I saw, Joel did it all over the place. He threw great drives. He hit great putts. He's thrown farther than we've ever seen him throw. Beautiful timing in his swing. Again, I already said it. We're seeing a leveled up Joel Freeman here. This is a champion that we're watching play.
It's been a story of consistent improvement these last 2 or 3 years he's been on tour.
It's because he treats this like a job, and not to say everyone else doesn't, but he really is serious about his craft. He's extremely competitive. He really likes to win. He wants to win. And that's where that steady growth comes from.
When you're taking the wife on tour, you better take it serious.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it's deeper for him.
Yeah, it is, right? It's his life.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Owen and Justin. Sorry, I don't know Joel's wife's name. Do you guys?
I do not. Yeah. Mrs. Freeman.
We'll talk to Joel and Scoggins on the other side of this break.
Unbelievable stuff from Paul Macbeth.
My name's Garrett Gerthy. People may know me as Double G, and I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
Whether I'm at home or on the road, Double G craft jerky is the snack that I go for.
I've actually found myself eating Double G craft jerky on my long drives to the next tournament.
We all know Double G's got a big arm, but he's also got a big heart. Every bag of Double G jerky that you buy supports children's disc golf and goes to a great cause.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Hello, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants, and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
In the booth in Bailey, we have Freeman and Scoggins with our own Terry Miller. Let's send it down that way.
Guy, and as you just said, your teammate, how does it feel? I'm going to ask you again, how does it feel now that you've let it soak in for a little bit to walk away the champion here?
I'm super proud of myself right now. I'm super proud. This is a big win for me, and I have no word to describe myself, like how I'm feeling right now. It just, what you say? On top of the moon. How about that?
Yeah.
On top of the moon. So happy. I'm gonna celebrate hard tonight.
Okay, celebrate hard. I like that. What does celebrating mean to you?
I mean, maybe sushi, drinking. and maybe see some downtown, or maybe a little bit drink more.
Okay.
There's gonna be alcohol involved.
Okay, we've got the priorities down. All right, Joel, I'm going to go to you for a moment. Again, I know you got to walk down the hill. You didn't have to play the last hole. We saw a great battle out of you guys. What were you kind of thinking going into it? What were you gearing up in terms of a battle?
I tried to keep the mind pretty much a blank slate. I know I've got the skills, and just trying not to get too worked up about who's the underdog or who's not, or who's the home favorite or whatever, and just tried to take it in stride and let it see how it played out. And wow, it worked out.
Well, I want to elaborate and go back to hole number 8 again. During the semifinals, we saw you with a very sportsmanlike move when you were playing against James, and then this time hole 8 not nearly as friendly to you. Sure. Is that just part of playing hole 8? What is that?
Well, my thoughts lining up that putt, Kev had missed. Of course, my first thought is like, okay, I have the opportunity to lay up and move forward with 2, a 2-point advantage. But stepping up to that putt, it was like, okay, this is, it's uphill, but it's a 35-footer. Like, I'm a professional. Like, this is not easy, but it's like, I'm good at this. Like, I can do this. And if I make this, that's a big deal moving forward with 3. There was also the thought in my mind of luck is a big part of disc golf, and I'm never going to, like, find my way around that. You know what I mean? And so I figured, I'm going to give it a good, strong run. Heck, felt good. I was happy with the putt. Came in a little spicy and got the roll. Well,
it came in high, so you certainly did give it a run, an uphill putt that hits band. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Kevin turned to me right after that happened, and he said to me, I respect that. He's going for the dagger. He's trying to close it out, because I would have to play perfect golf from here on out if he makes that.
Yeah.
How do you react to that?
I mean, that was my mindset, I guess, all weekend. Like, stay aggressive, and I don't know. I'm not here to creep my way onto the podium. Like, I'm trying to show my skills out here, and so that's my mindset.
You're going to show up with authority.
Yeah,
and you did just that, and we love it. Owen, did I just catch wind that you didn't even know what the score was out there?
I mean, I'm kind of like confusing here and there because I try to focus on make my my dry and then or next putt. But I know I kind of get like 2 or 3 stroke leads, but that putt was confusing me. I was like, oh, is this like real win or not? Until people big clap like, okay, I win. But it's good surprise. It's good surprise because I'm so focused. So
I want to back up on a few of the other putts that happened out there. Ella had a chance to make the putt first way back on hole number 4. And then she ended up not making the comebacker, and then you ended up walking away with a point. So kind of a gift to you in a way. Something you probably weren't expecting. Do you feel like you just kept putting pressure on her because she knows how good of a putter you are?
You know what? I feel like she's very nervous. Even when it's hole 1, I feel like she's nervous. And here's the thing. Even when this morning I played with her, right? And then after the round, so I see her putting was a little bit shaky here and there. And then I was like, man, you know what? If she let out the nerve, she will win today. She will win because her drive was so awesome. She just nerving, I think. She just like very, you know what? Because who not nerving? It's 10 grand. I'm not blaming her but I feel like she's a lot of nerve on that one, and then she keeping missing the putt. And for me, I feel like she probably gonna beat me. That's why I'm so calm. I said, lose or win's okay, but just keep calm. And then like I said, don't let me have a chance to jump putt or putt because you know me, I go for it. So.
Yeah, you go for it, and then you can't. And it wouldn't be Father's Day and a dad joke if I didn't say you played your own game.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
You certainly did. All right. Joel, before we let you go, what are we going to see from you in terms of touring, playing? How much does this propel you into the rest of the second half of our season?
Yeah, so I actually had 37 events straight lined up this year on my schedule. Having said that, I've dropped out of Preserve, so I'll be taking next week off. I'm home. My sister-in-law just had a baby recently, so we're going to spend a little bit of extra time getting to know the new family member. I guess after that, to I guess answer your question a little better, I've got a full schedule, sneaking in a few local A tiers. I love, one of my favorite parts about the whole touring experience is the kind of double-edged sword, I guess, where you've got the action-packed, the cameras, the Disc Golf Pro Tour, all that energy and excitement and nerves and everything like that of the big stage, but also you've got that opportunity to slip in a couple kind of local events, sign up for some local A tiers or whatever, and get a look at whatever. I played like this cool tournament in Washington. I'll be playing one in Kentucky, kind of stepping off the Pro Tour and getting a taste of the not so Pro Tour side of disc golf, which is fun. So love those two sides to it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great disc golf out there, and certainly being able to expand and go wherever you need. And as you said, you've certainly earned a weekend off next weekend. Again, congratulations. And Owen, final question for you. We know you're grinding. We know that you have a world title that you picked up, and you've had a major in the age-protected divisions. But where are we going to see you? What's the plans coming up in the next few weeks?
You know what? Next week I have Preserve, and then Women National Championship. I'm going there. I'm just gonna practice hard and see what happened out there, because why not, I have nothing to lose here.
You absolutely
just gotta keep it going.
You're gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Congratulations again to you, our 2022 Disc Golf Pro Tour match play champions. There's your selfie video moment. Congratulations to the both of you.
Can I say one more thing?
Go, please do. Please
I
do.
just want to say Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. My dad was here to witness the win. He's right there behind the camera, so super cool to have him here. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
There you go. Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a performance from those two. I love an Owen interview.
Always. Yeah, she should be winning more often. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just good TV when Owen wins, isn't it? Oh, man. It is time to wrap the show up. Before we go, Happy Father's Day, like Terry just said, and Owen said. All the dads out there, I can't wait to go home and see my little guy tomorrow. For Brian and Christine, everybody on the ground, everybody in the booth, there's an army making this possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on Friday for the Preserve. Going to be a good one at Kale's house.